Sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A second mass shooting rocks California, the second in 3 days.
This is a devastating tragedy for this community and the families touched by this unspeakable act of violence.
San Mateo County Sheriff Christina Corpus after a gunman killed Moon Bay. CBS's Carter Evans.
We're at the local sheriff station. So the sheriff says after shooting in 2 different locations, the suspect drove here, parked his car in the parking lot, and waited.
One of those locations, a mushroom farm. The massacre comes after 11 people died in a shooting at a dance club near L.A. Saturday. Brendan Say wrestled the gun from the shooter.
Some of these people I know personally. They come to our studio. It's a tight-knit community, and I hope they can heal from this tragic event.
President Biden issued a statement this morning urging Congress to act quickly on an assault weapons ban. He says both chambers need to act now to keep American communities, schools, workplaces, and homes safe. The Oscar nominations have just been announced.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us? I am paying attention.
Everything Everywhere All at Once leads with 11 nominations, including Best Picture, Director, and several acting awards. Steven Spielberg for Best Director for The Fabelmans, which is also nominated for Best Picture as well.
That does look like our home.
Banshees of Inisherin, All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, Elvis, Tar, Top Gun, and Women Talking in the running. Jimmy Kimmel hosts the Oscars March 12th. A Senate committee takes up the Taylor Swift Ticketmaster disaster today. Correspondent Steve Dorsey.
The Senate Judiciary Committee will hear from Joe Berchtold, one of the top executives at Live Nation, the company that owns Ticketmaster. In November, Ticketmaster canceled a planned ticket sale for Taylor Swift's first tour in 5 years after being overwhelmed with requests from fans, bots, and scalpers. But it follows decades of accusations from fans and some artists of deception and price fixing by Ticketmaster.
New study shows long COVID still keeping a lot of people out of work. CBS's Jim Krasula.
The study from New York's largest workers' compensation found nearly 20% of long COVID patients, more than 3/4 of them younger than 60, were still unable to work more than a year after getting the coronavirus.
They're cutting back at 3M.
Post-it pop-up notes pop up, one at a time.
Tape and Post-it maker says it'll lay off about 2,500 manufacturing jobs worldwide in response to slower sales toward the end of last year. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This segment of Our Community's Care is brought to you by the Saginaw Community Foundation. For the month of January, Saginaw Community Foundation proudly spotlights the Saginaw YMCA. Since 1868, the Saginaw YMCA has been a leading nonprofit focused on youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. At 90,000 square feet, our wellness center with 2 pools, gyms, classes, and check facility in the county. At the Y, you can experience drowning prevention and water safety programs for youth and adults. Mission Nutrition Outreach provides healthy meals and snacks to youth, food pantries in the community, and annual food giveaways. This is a place where veterans can call home. An on-site service officer and intentional programming address needs for those who have served and their families. Youth and families connect, grow, and thrive at YMCA Camp Timber's overnight summer camps. Our Friendship Senior Center provides healthy lifestyle, socialization, and outreach programs for individuals aged 60 plus. Take a tour and join, volunteer, or donate to a cause that is dedicated to our community.
Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if a prescription is appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for full details and important safety information. Subscription required.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 90% cheaper? And you can get it online? Just go to 4hims.com/radio. At Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, % online process, and trusted generic alternatives to the biggest brands at 90% off. That's right, get generic for Viagra, the same active ingredient as brand name Viagra, but 90% cheaper. It's the same medication you get from your doctor, but with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, 4hims.com/radio. That's 4hims.com/radio for your free online visit. FORHIMS.com/RADIO.
Live
from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 28 degrees at 9:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Percha. A crash in Carlton Township late Monday morning left one person in critical, two others. According to police, officers responded to the crash involving two vehicles at the intersection of North Michigan and McCarty Road. Police say a 75-year-old woman was driving south on North Michigan when she turned right onto McCarty and struck another vehicle driven by a 71-year-old woman head-on before going off the roadway into the ditch. The 75-year-old was taken to a local hospital with critical injuries. The other driver and her passenger, a 70-year-old man, were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Parents in Pinconning are upset with the school district after a student brought a gun to school. On January 10th, an 8th grader was found to have a loaded. At a school board meeting last night, several parents showed up to express concern. The district did little to inform families of the situation until the following day after the incident. A number of parents say they should be able to decide whether or not to send their children to school following such an incident, but that decision was taken from them with no information about it. The school superintendent, Andy Kowalczyk, says the school handled the situation appropriately. Property owners in Midland have until February 14th to pay taxes for winter 2022. According to the city, bills can be paid by cash or check at the Midland City Treasurer's Office at 333 days between 8 and 5, or in the secure drop box outside City Hall after hours. Those owners who have signed up to the city's auto pay service will be billed on February 14th. The City of Midland bills and collects winter taxes on behalf of other local governments and school districts and does not levy any taxes on the winter bill. More information can be found at cityofmidlandmi.gov/treasurer. WSGW News Time 9:07.
Frosty frogs, icy elephants, gleaming dragons, celebrating 32 years of winter with shining sculptures of sparkling horses, glossy penguins, and shimmering bears. When Snowfest returns to Frankenmuth, January 25th through the 29th, Zender's Snowfest 2023 will once again dazzle and excite you with sculptures created by professional ice and snow carvers from this area and around the country. In addition, there's entertainment for the whole family in the warming tent and plenty of food, refreshments, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Plus, the All Things Chocolate Recipe Contest in the warming tent on Wednesday, January 25th. Bring the family and enjoy larger-than-life snow sculptures and the beautifully detailed ice carvings at Zender's Snowfest, January 25th through the 29th in Frankenmuth. Get more information on the web at www.zenders.com. Zender's Snowfest, Barza Forklift, Weiss Equipment, Barefoot Moscato, Storage of America, Zender's Vienna Red, CRC Contractor Rentals, and Frankenmuth Brewery.
WSGW News Time 9:08. The weather forecast is next. Traffic deaths have dropped in Michigan this year after a 16-year high last year. Michigan State Police say there were 64 deaths on Michigan roads by this time in 2022, 3 times the death we've seen so far this year. Lieutenant Derek Carroll says a lot of factors include gas prices, the economy, and mild winter. The Detroit Public Library has been the victim. Michigan News Network's Kyle Kimball explains.
The fraud, which happened between December 2020 and January 2021, involved at least one person using a library email address to convince bankers to transfer varying amounts of money into private accounts. Of the $685,000 taken, about $278,000 has been recovered. In February of last year, Grand Rapids Public Schools lost $2.8 million in a similar scheme. The DPL isn't insured for such losses. Kyle Kimball, the Michigan News Network.
The motto is healthy moms equal strong babies. Dr. Elizabeth Sherrill is the Chief Medical and Health Officer. 1 in 33 babies will be diagnosed with a birth defect.
Birth defects most often develop during the first 3 months of pregnancy when a baby's organs are forming. They can cause problems for a baby's overall health as the body develops and functions. And it is the leading cause of infant death. So today we're really trying to partner with the CDC and get out awareness among women of childbearing age and their families.
Dr. Sherrill says there are ways to avoid preventable birth defects, which includes taking folic acid, discussing pre-existing conditions with your doctor, and most importantly, avoiding alcohol, marijuana, and other substances. This time, 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Mostly cloudy for today. Highs top out near 36 degrees. Winds westerly 5 to 15 miles per hour. Higher gusts possible. Tonight, cloudy skies and diminishing winds. Lows drop to 29. Wednesday remains cloudy. Snow becomes likely by afternoon, possibly even becoming heavy at times. Up to 3 inches could accumulate. Temperatures hold steady in the upper 20s to lower 30s. East-northeast winds become breezy, increasing to 10 to 25. And then Wednesday night, chance for more snow before midnight. Let's fall back to 26. I'm meteorologist Phil Jensko with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now it's 28.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions. From around your block to around the world, the Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside Decorating Center.
And a good morning to you. Welcome. Indeed, we are sponsored by Westside Decorating Center, 5789 State Street in Saginaw. Stop in, see the newly expanded showroom, and find everything you need for home decorating. We'll have open phones later on. And at 11 o'clock, we're going to learn about the Y of Saginaw's aquatics team. But we're going to start out talking about something coming up very soon. It's very important in this community because it's raised a lot of money for automatic defibrillators. We'll talk about that because we have a very special guest with us this morning, and we say good morning to Dr. Steve Vance. Dr. Vance, good morning.
Good morning, Art. How are you?
Good to see you. Thank you much. You might not know it. I just went through a tragedy with my wife passing.
I want to express our heartfelt, our hearts go out to you, Art. Linda was a wonderful person. I only met her a couple of times, but
we thank you.
The real ray of sunshine. So,
but it was, and I can't say it enough. It was amazing watching the first responders, and I had 9 of them in my dining room, working to try and save her. And they had an AED hooked up. I didn't understand how it was being used because it was giving them messages that they needed, different than the ones that I think you pull off the wall. But it drove home the fact that you never know when the need is going to be there. And so explain to everybody what an AED is. We're going to use these terms.
Yeah. An AED stands for automatic external defibrillator, and it's a device that can be hooked up to a patient in cardiac arrest. It automatically, you turn it on. It walks you through a series of prompts and directions on what to do next. And it analyzes the rhythm that's going on, and it's looking for a rhythm that is what we call fibrillation or ventricular tachycardia, where effectively the heart is just shaking instead of pumping. And if it recognizes that rhythm, it will deliver energy to try to convert the heart back into a pumping rhythm. The real push for getting AEDs into the community came from the research that was really showing time to defibrillation is so important. And so certainly we have wonderful EMS systems in the United States, in our own area. Our response times from MMR are fantastic. But once you get past 5 to 10 minutes, we know that survival goes down 7 to 10% for every minute that goes by without defibrillation. And so the push was really to get these out into the community so the public who is present when these events occur can provide these shocks prior to our first responders even getting there. And when you do that, your survival goes up dramatically.
And I think, the public listens to that and says, I don't know how to use that thing.
Right.
But it's really is automatic, isn't it?
It really is quite easy. If you combine early CPR, chest compressions, and we've really simplified cardiopulmonary response, CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation. We've simplified it just to be push hard, push fast. It used to be, 2 breaths, count 30, count 5 seconds. Really, we recognize at this point, compressions are by and far the most important. So once you recognize a person that's either not breathing or breathing abnormally and is showing signs of cardiac arrest, which we can talk about, then just start CPR, call for the AED, and literally once the device arrives, turn it on, and it will talk you through everything from there.
Yeah, and including where to place the pads and all that stuff, right? Everything.
Exactly right. It'll give you a cadence for CPR. It will tell you, when to stop so it can analyze. It will tell you what it's doing, and it'll tell you when to get back and do CPR.
It is amazing to me, CPR today. In the 60s, when I was in a fire department in New Jersey, we all learned CPR, but it was breathe into the mouth, hold the nose, pump, do all those things. It is really different today, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah. The check for a pulse and wait at least 5 to 10 seconds. We've recognized a couple things. One is that's fraught with error, particularly when we're talking about inexperienced providers. But two, it's really about the compressions. When you're in cardiac arrest, your need for oxygen goes way down, but your need for perfusion to the brain it remains important. And so we have enough oxygen in our bloodstream that as long as somebody is pumping the heart and getting blood up to our squash, then survival goes way up, especially if we can have early defibrillation to get that heart back going again. A lot of these patients, that are down 15, 20 minutes, we can get their heart started again. But without effective CPR by bystanders, their neurologic injury, the injury to their brain from not getting that CPR and that oxygen while their heart was not pumping, is devastating.
For those that may be watching on the stream, you'll see that Dr. Vance is wearing a hockey jersey.
That's right.
What is that, Dr. Vance?
Well, this weekend, this weekend is the annual Pulse 3 Shocks and Saves charity hockey game, and so we team up with the Saginaw Spirit and Mobile Medical Response. We've recruited some Detroit Red Wings alumni and NHL alumni to join us, and we have local area lifesavers, paramedics, firefighters, police, physicians, medical students, residents participate in this hockey game, and we get to play with the Red Wings. It occurs prior to the Saginaw Spirit game. So we encourage everyone to come out. Proceeds that we raise are used to provide preparedness education and AEDs to local area schools and churches and other nonprofits that need our help in providing training and providing equipment. So come on out to the game. You get in with the ticket to the Shocks and Saves game. You get admission to the Saginaw Spirit game at 7:05, where they'll be playing the Sarnia Sting, which should be an exciting event as well. So we encourage everybody to come out and come to Shocks and Saves.
Where do they get that promotional ticket?
That promotional ticket is available on the Saginaw Spirit website. There's a poster, or you can go to our Facebook site, Pulse at CMU Pulse 3, and it will, if you check the events, it provides information on how you can get the promotional ticket.
Let's talk for a minute, Steve, about Pulse 3. Tell everybody what that is.
Yeah, the Pulse 3 Foundation was founded initially out of the MCVI Foundation years ago, and really wanted to focus on providing cardiovascular education about cardiovascular health and wellness to the Great Lakes Bay region. When COVID started, nonprofits were suffering, as was Pulse 3. And so they approached the Central Michigan University College of Medicine and said, hey, can we take what's remaining in the foundation and provide it as a gift to the College of Medicine? And then you will continue the mission utilizing the infrastructure that you have at the university. I have 400 medical students. We have access to our residents from CMU partners and continue to provide this service for the community. So this year is really exciting because we were able to complete that gift from the original foundation into CMU College of Medicine. And we're officially continuing the effort. I'm working very closely with Dr. Peter Fatal and our community partners, MMR and the Saginaw Spirit to continue this event. They have a 14-year legacy, and we're excited to continue it for at least another 14 more.
Linda used to call Peter Fatal Dr. House, but that's for another day.
He's a genius. He's a genius and a great person.
We have to take a break. We'll be back. We're talking to Dr. Steve Vance, and we will have more ahead on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. Let me take a moment to talk about my friends at McDonald Ford in Freeland. For many, many years, I have known the McDonald family, including Tom Sr. when he was alive. I used to go down to his house and help him with his car collection on Sundays once in a while. And this is truly a family car dealer, McDonald Ford. And, you know, the name implies they're a Ford dealer, and they're located on M47 in Freeland. But there's so much more than a Ford dealer, because with their huge inventory of pre-owned vehicles, they're anything you want. For example, right now I'm driving a Chevy Silverado pickup. It's a Z71 Trail Boss pickup. It's a 2019 from their inventory. And they have Lincolns, and they have Jeeps, and you'll even find a Mercedes-Benz in their stock of pre-owned vehicles. And then know this too, that behind the vehicle, after it completes a 100-point inspection, if you find something that needs service, they're there to help you. They will take care of you. And their service department is second to none. The Drive Collision Center is where you go if you have a fender bender. Or if you want routine oil change service. They have all of that there at their Quick Lane Center. McDonald Ford is my dealer of choice, has been for many, 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 many years. New or pre-owned, the McDonald staff will treat you like family, because family is what it's all about. McDonald Ford, located at 6790 Midland Road in Freeland. Stop in and say hi to them. It's family owned. Tom Jr. and Tom III, father and son, own the business, run the business. One of them is there all the time. So you too can become a member of the McDonald family.
The Michigan Sugar Company is proud to once again be part of Zender's Snowfest, January 25th through the 29th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 32 years of winter fun for the whole family. Zender's Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 31 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zender's Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 25th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes for judges to judge and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zender's Snowfest 2023, and we'll see you Wednesday the 25th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate. Brought to you by Michigan Sugar and WSGW.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
3M, the maker of everything from Post-it notes to Scotch tape to medical face masks, is cutting 2,500 manufacturing jobs worldwide. The company says demand for its products rapidly softened toward the end of last year, and it expects sales to continue to slide this year. 3M was also dealing with weaker business in China because of COVID-related disruptions. General Electric saw strong demand for its jet engines and power equipment at the end of last year, though its profit top forecast, GE's forecast for this year, is cautious. Lockheed Martin is reporting upbeat demand for its defense products. Supply chain issues are improving, and Lockheed Martin reported a strong quarter. Microsoft reports earnings after the Wall Street close. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it easy as 1, 2, 3. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 1, 2, 3 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD, 833-404-GOLD.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Did you know you could be driving in a pile of cash, like right now? Bumper makes it easy to know what your car is worth. The used car market is hot right now. Bumper.com could be your opportunity to make some bank. Bumper.com lets you know what your car is worth based on your car's specific details. So whether you're selling or just want to know, Bumper makes it easy. Know what your car is worth. Just go to Bumper.com.
For buying on Bumper.com.
Bumper reports are based upon data available. Bumper may not have the complete historical records of every vehicle.
The WSGW Morning Team.
The WSW online poll, right to work in Michigan. Michigan's new Democratic leaders have included repealing the right to work laws in the first bills that have been filed in both the House and the Senate. Michigan's right to work laws let workers join a union if they want, but it can't be a condition of employment. You could be covered under a union contract while not being a member or even paying dues to the union. Michigan, along with, I think about half, or is it more than half of states in the country?
Wasn't it 23?
That currently have right to work laws. Any repeal, by the way, would only affect workers in the private. Governor Snyder is one who signed Michigan's right to work laws back in 2012.
And that very controversial lame duck.
Yeah. Our poll question is simple. Should Michigan's right to work laws be repealed? Yes or no, or I'm not sure. We want you to head to WSW.com, scroll down the homepage, find the online poll box, and make your votes that way.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, your morning team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robin show, Joe Biden takes classified stuff seriously. You being serious? He was serious as he was taking it.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis. We're talking to Dr. Steve Vance about AEDs and the heart. And the Shocks and Saves game coming up this weekend. We'll remind you of that again. We had a caller with a question, Steve. Sure. Will AEDs help with heart problems that are not electrically related, like obstructions or an MI?
Oh, that's a great question, Art. So, no, AEDs are intended to convert malignant arrhythmias, so abnormal rhythms of the heart. They would not relieve a heart attack. That being said, coronary artery disease is responsible for the vast majority of sudden cardiac death. And so when you think about the relationship of a heart attack to what we consider cardiac arrest, oftentimes a heart attack is caused by a blockage in an artery that causes an area of the heart muscle to start to die. And that causes chest pain. But it also causes irritability of that muscle, which predisposes it to an abnormal rhythm. And so oftentimes patients that experience sudden cardiac arrest are actually having a myocardial infarction. The AED will save their life by converting them back into a normal rhythm, but that person would still require advanced medical care to treat the heart attack, usually with a cardiac catheterization. So one is a plumbing problem, one is an electrical problem.
And, from the time an individual has for example, a heart attack, how much time until treatment needs to start?
As quickly as possible. So if you're having symptoms of chest pressure, severe chest pain, shortness of breath, that comes on all of a sudden, you should call 911 and seek medical care immediately. In addition, a large proportion of patients that end up having sudden cardiac arrest had some sort of warning sign in the preceding several weeks. And so if you're feeling new shortness of breath when you try to exert yourself, or if you're feeling chest discomfort, nausea, you're getting sweaty going upstairs or mowing your lawn, you should really talk to your doctor about getting a stress test and getting evaluated for potential coronary artery disease.
So we hear medical terms and we don't know what they mean. What is acute myocardial infarction?
That's a heart attack.
That's a heart attack. That's the term for a heart attack.
Yes. And that's when you're having that chest pain and you get sweaty and so on and so forth. A proportion of those patients will go on to have a cardiac arrest because the heart is irritable. Not all. Many patients come in with a heart attack and it's simply the pain, the sweatiness, and we relieve it and they never have an arrest. But oftentimes, sometimes in the setting of a heart attack, usually in the first 30 to 60 minutes, you can have an arrhythmia. That's why it's so important to not blow off symptoms like that, to get medical help as soon as possible.
All right, so let's explain the difference between the myocardial infarction and an arrest.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So a myocardial infarction, again, is a plumbing problem. You get a blockage in one of the arteries serving the heart, and it causes some of the muscle to start to die. And that gives you symptoms of chest pain, chest pressure, shortness of breath, sweatiness, nausea. Sometimes will radiate to your jaw or to your arm. A cardiac arrest is where the heart actually goes into this abnormal rhythm. And the signs of that are very much what we saw with Damar Hamlin, which is simply becoming unresponsive, passing out and not breathing normally. That's where the heart goes and just starts shivering, is not pumping. And when that occurs, you pass out because your brain is not getting oxygen that keeps you awake.
How long can the brain go without the oxygen?
Yeah, when we start to see downtimes exceed without CPR, when we see downtimes exceeding 10 to 15 minutes, the chance of a neurologically intact recovery go down. With high quality CPR, while we're continuing to feed oxygen to the brain, we can see patients that go 20, 30 minutes of CPR still have good neurologic outcomes. So it's really important that we get that early CPR.
Some folks might be afraid to administer CPR, that they might be hurting somebody.
Yep. Can't hurt someone you cannot hurt someone with CPR to an extent. Yes, you can potentially break a rib if you're doing it correctly. But you won't critically injure somebody doing CPR, and so
without it, the result is totally negative.
Yeah. I'll take my broken rib every time, and then generally that's the elderly patients that have some osteoporosis that we see that. So it's very difficult to break a rib of a typical adult or a child.
Let's talk for a minute about something that I know you're involved in, the medical school.
Yeah.
What do we have in Saginaw? What would we like to have in Saginaw?
Yeah, great question. Well, the CMU College of Medicine, in conjunction with CMU Medical Education Partners, continues to grow. We currently bring 75 students per class to the Saginaw area. So that's 150 medical students between the third and fourth year in our community, living and learning in our community. In addition, we've grown our residency programs substantially. And so we're trying to build a pipeline by which we can take our medical students, bring them into our residency programs. And then the data tells us that those that train in this region, over 50% are going to practice within 50 miles of where they train. And so that's the continued sort of, long-term promise to the area that we're working on. We're building our programs in public health. We're working very closely with Dr. Delisha Pruitt and the Saginaw County Health Department, looking at key health indicators, our infant mortality rate, our maternal morbidity rate and mortality rate. We're trying to bring new innovative programs, and then additionally trying to bring clinical service lines that historically haven't been available in our region to our region. We're working very closely with Covenant Healthcare to increase the services available to women and children in the area, and hopefully, we went through lymphoblastic leukemia with my son Colin. He had cancer diagnosed at age 7, and thankfully is doing wonderfully, and he's completely cured. But that was a lot of trips back and forth to Grand Rapids for us, sometimes several times a week. And so if we can provide these children, these families, an opportunity to get care closer to home, at least for some of that journey, that would be a real value added to our community.
So if you're a betting man, what's the chance of CMU Med School moving to Saginaw?
And you're referring to the entire 4 years. So for our listeners, our students currently matriculate to Mount Pleasant for 2 years of their training, and then come to one of our clinical communities for their 3rd and 4th year, the largest and main campus being here in Saginaw. It was identified at the Board of Trustees as a meeting this year as a priority for the university to really look to leverage our presence here and bring the entire school here. So I think, betting man, I would say it's 80-20 to happen. How long it takes, it's hard to say. I would sort of have it on the 5-year trajectory.
Can you hang on?
Yes, please.
All right, I got to take another break, and we'll be back. We're talking to Dr. Steve Vance. He is with the CMU medical program, and we will be back to talk more with him after these notes on the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW.
Attention hunters, gun collectors, and firearm enthusiasts. The Bay City Gun and Knife Show will be held this Sunday, January 29th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Doubletree Hotel. Admission is just $6 for adults. Children 14 and up. Dealers and collectors from across Michigan will be on hand buying, selling, and trading firearms, knives, ammunition, military items, sports collectibles, and much more. Need cash? Bring in your old U.S., German, or Japanese military relics, as representatives from the Michigan Traveling Military Museum will be there paying top dollar for collectible firearms, swords, and daggers. Sunday at the Doubletree will be your chance to pick up that special firearm, knife, or similar item you've always wanted. What a great day to get out of the house following the recent winter weather and enjoy looking over all that'll be on display. It all happens this Sunday, January 29th at the Bay City Gun and Knife Show at the Doubletree Hotel in Bay City. Hours are 9 to or directions, go to www.gunshowtrader.com. Don't miss it.
Welcome to retirement. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care. Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Attention business owners. Stop throwing your hard-earned money away on rent. Imagine owning your own building and saving thousands every year. Sound impossible? Not if you use General Steel. General Steel can help you save thousands by owning your own custom design building. Just call 888-74-STEEL or visit mygeneralsteel.com to see how much money you can save with General Steel. Our buildings come with a 50-year warranty, and thousands of companies, operations to startups, have trusted the General with their building needs.
If you need to expand or start a new business, you really need General Steel.
I'm very impressed with General Steel. Everyone's been extremely helpful. I'd recommend General Steel to anyone looking to build a steel building.
Stop wasting money on rent. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-74-STEEL. Or visit mygeneralsteel.com to find out about all our popular quick construction kits, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building. Just call 888-747-8335 now or mygeneralsteel.com.
Hello, this is Joe Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is a firm that practices effectively. We focus on only one area of the law to maximize our strength and effectiveness as advocates for clients that have everything on the line: their homes, retirement, savings, and most importantly, their children. We're the partner our clients count on. If we can be of help to you, give us a call.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Who will eat with a shot? Rebound, scores! Lucas Raymond on the doorstep. Hammers it home.
The Red Wings play 6:45 tonight on 790 News Radio WSG. The premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studios of WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. We're talking to Dr. Steve Vance. Steve, I don't know if we ever talked about this. What got you into medicine?
Oh, wow. That's a great question, Art. I had done some volunteering at the hospitals here back at actually Saginaw General and St. Luke's hospitals.
You're from here, right?
Yeah, I'm a Saginaw kid. Yeah, I went to Hemeter Elementary and then through White Pine and through Heritage. So I'd done some local volunteering just to sort of check out medicine as a field. I was actually more interested in sort of the physics and physical sciences. I went to Alma College mostly because I wanted to play baseball there, and it seemed like a good distance from home. And studied physics. Ended up doing some graduate or some research work at University of Michigan, and realized that I needed to be more in sort of a people science, more social aspect to it. And so pivoted a bit and started applying to medical school, and ended up being a good fit for me.
Where'd you go?
MSU, College of Human Medicine, down in East Lansing. And then I did the rest of my training in Grand Rapids with Spectrum Health.
And your specialty was?
Emergency medicine.
Mm-hmm. So if you're talking to a group of young skulls full of mush, why should they go into medicine?
Well, a lot of reasons. It's a very rewarding profession where you have an opportunity and really a privilege to help people care for their most valuable possession, which is their health. Every day I think, I'm grateful for that privilege. In terms of it will always be a needed profession. The need continues to grow. It's stable, and certainly you can count on being able to provide for you and your family. And it extends beyond, medical school. I really encourage our young people to think about all of the healthcare professions, which are going to continue to be needed. Right now, we need nurses so very, very badly. And so, we're really trying to encourage young people to consider nursing as a specialty. There's obviously opportunities for advanced growth nurse practitioner, PA students, respiratory therapy. We have a great program for respiratory therapy just down the road at Delta College. Our SVSU nursing school is a fantastic nursing school. And so really consider all of the health-related careers as you go through your high school and begin your college education.
Yeah, and I get the nursing piece. Someone told me the other day, like SVSU operating at about a third of capacity, they really could put a lot more students in if they can find them. And that's
Yeah,
what this nursing programs in the state.
we're experiencing a tremendous staffing problem at our hospitals currently, and it mostly is related to the number of nurses that we don't have. The COVID pandemic was very tough. We all kind of banded together and fought very, very hard, and on the tail end of that, it's sort of a perfect storm of nurses retiring, nurses having other opportunities. Some of the travel programs that were very lucrative, but in some cases, drew nurses away from our communities and our hospitals. And so all of us are struggling right now to find nursing help.
Yeah, it was kind of a vicious circle because the nurses would be drawn away to those high-paying jobs out of town. The hospital they're leaving has to then pay those high-paying jobs to bring other nurses in. And the circle went round and round.
It became a very much an inflationary bubble for us. Now, I was somewhat happy for my nursing friends in the sense that, I think historically it's a dramatically under-recognized and underpaid profession. And so I'm very happy for them that they had the opportunity to, in some cases, get compensated what they're worth. At the same time, those travel contracts are not sustainable for our healthcare institutions, and so it worsens the financial impact that we already felt during COVID. I think there's a sort of a misconception in the public that hospitals had a bonanza during COVID because we were caring for all these patients, and the reality is our service lines where there are margins, specifically our surgical service lines, completely shut down. All we were doing was taking care of critically ill COVID patients, and with huge length of hospitalizations, and effectively just crushed our hospital partners in terms of revenues.
Yeah. It was a trying time, to say the least, and it wasn't totally not over yet. It's still out there, but certainly in a diminished way, anyway, which is the good news, I guess. Yeah. All right. Hang on, one more segment, and I'll be back with Dr. Steve Vance from CMU Medical School, and we'll talk more with him when we return.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities. Fun work environment. Flexible. Saginaw is expanding their marketing department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
Let's face it, credit cards are pretty much a necessity.
New tires for the car? Here's my card.
I order takeout, here's my card. And most of us just accept the high interest rates credit cards charge as a necessary evil.
What are you going to do?
Get a low fixed rate credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream from $5,000 to $100,000 and pay off those credit card balances. Apply online and you could get your money as soon as the day you apply. The average credit card company charges over 19% APR. But with Lightstream, you can get a fixed rate as low as 7.99% APR with AutoPay and Exxon Credit.
my high-interest credit cards and save money with a much lower rate.
Apply today at lightstream.com/radio and get an additional interest rate discount. That's lightstream.com/radio. Lightstream.com/radio.
Subject to credit approval. Rates range from 7.99% APR to 21.49% APR and includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Lowest rate requires excellent credit. Terms and conditions apply and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com/radio for more information.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 800-730-8405 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check. As easy as, that's 800-730-8405.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less. But the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, WSGW listeners. I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full-service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jax Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to have Paintball bring your vehicle back to new, so we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the paintball box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch with Paintball. Come see us on Bay Road Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. WSGW.com. Thank you.
All right, we are back with you with someone I've shanghaied for the whole hour. I don't know that he planned to be here that long, but he is. He's a good friend.
Love being here, Art.
Love talking to you, Steve. Medicine is an important part of our lives. And I think the other thing we can acknowledge about medicine today, the glass ceiling is gone. We used to think of medicine as the guys were the docs, the women were the nurses. Today, there are many, many, many female doctors and many male nurses. But more importantly, and if you stay right here in Saginaw and you look at Covenant and you look at Ascension, Beth Charlton heading up Covenant, Steph Duggan heading up Ascension, women are critically important in this arena, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. We have some dynamic and fantastic women leading our healthcare institutions here in Saginaw. You mentioned Beth and Stephanie. Our medical school class is well over 55% females across all 4 years currently, and we continue to see those numbers. We still have areas of medicine that are underrepresented, and we're looking to figure out ways to bring more inclusiveness in that area. And women still feel challenges in medicine. There's still pay differentials and some of the stuff that it's actually surprising when you start to look at the data, and we need to continue to be aware of and continue to fight against, because medicine should not have that.
I have to ask this question of you because you're a people person. I've known you a while. But you're sort of now in a teaching and administrative role more than practice. Do you still practice?
I do. Yep. Yeah. I still. I still hang out in the emergency department 5 or 6 shifts a month. It's important for a number of reasons. One is I love the medicine and pushing paper gets old after a while, and you want to get back in the get back where it's happening. The other thing that it's important, relationships are so important, and understanding the experience. We are so dependent upon our community physicians. I'm not just talking about CMU or CMU medical education partners, employed physicians. We are indebted and need this entire community to be able to educate our students and residents. And so the medical groups from Covenant and St. Mary's, the independent practitioners that are in the region are as important, if not more important, than our own CMU-owned practices to the project that we're working on here. And so, we need to continue to maintain those relationships. And one of the only ways to do that is to be actually talking to them about patients on the phone and making sure that you stay connected with the medical community. So I love my work on both sides. The opportunity to build this College of Medicine has been unique. It's been a fantastic project, and we hope that it has a long legacy.
Yeah, I understand about the training thing. My doc, I'm a CMU health patient, my family doc, and every now and then he will show up at a meeting or an examination with a student, and I look forward to that. I mean, it's interesting. It really is interesting to watch them practice, and they'll come in and talk to you and practice their skills. It's the way you learn, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. It's how you learn, and the public as patients do play an important role in the education of our physicians. And so, as you see those medical students, as you see those residents, make sure you talk to them about your experience with medicine. We all become the physicians that we sort of piece together all of our experiences through medical school and residency, figure out what we like, what we don't like, and some of those conversations that we have with patients at an early age have a huge impact on the provider we become. Yeah. So please make sure that you talk to the students, the student physicians, and that are working with you.
Lest I forget, let's end with a reminder about the Shocks and Save game.
Yes. So this Saturday, 4:00 at the Dow Event Center. Come watch local paramedics, firefighters, medical students, residents play with Detroit Red Wings alumni, particularly our longtime friend Yuri Fisher. This year we have another cardiac arrest survivor by the name of Brett McLean that played for the Phoenix Coyotes, and we'll have some other Detroit Red Wings alumni coming to the game as well. Tune into our Facebook site, CMU Pulse 3, and we're going to be naming the players throughout the week that will be there. We're going to have some outstanding opportunities for raffling off some Detroit Red Wings jerseys signed by Yuri, as well as we'll be raffling off a couple of our Shocks and Saves jerseys signed by the Saginaw Spirit. We'd love to have you there. Come out. We'll be doing CPR education. There'll be a company there looking at AEDs. So if you have an old AED and you're not comfortable that it's working correctly, bring it in. We have a company that will be AED Service America. We'll be doing free diagnostics, firmware upgrades, and if you need a battery, we'll tell you how you can get a battery at cost. So bring in your old AEDs for testing. All right.
Steve, appreciate it, my friend. We'll see you Saturday.
Thanks for being here.
You bet.
Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye now. Dr. Steve Vance, we thank him for being with us. We'll be back to close out the hour.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season. Industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Hometown feel and big-time winning. That's Saginaw Eagles Landing, the place where everyone greets you with smile after smile. In the casino, at the restaurants, or in the hotel. This feel right at home. We've got hundreds of slots, great food, and a comfy place to stay. So come on in and see what the good times are all about. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit Saginaw-EaglesLanding.com for complete rules and details.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. I hate the struggle of tough, greasy messes on my stovetop. So I just wipe, and I'm done.
When I'm frustrated with stubborn bathtub soap scum, I just wipe.
Mr. Clean Clean Freak delivers an innovative cleaning experience with a powerful deep cleaning mist that starts working on contact to break down tough messes in seconds.
Just
wipe.
Done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
News is next. We'll be back with open phones after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Californians are stunned after in 3 days. The latest in northern Half Moon Bay. Sheriff Christina Corpus.
It's a tragedy that we hear about far too often, but today it's hit home here in San Mateo County.
CBS's Carter Evans says 7 people were murdered at 2 different locations.
The gunman allegedly went to a mushroom farm and opened fire. There, officers say he shot 5 people, killing 4 of them. He then drove less than 10 minutes away to another farm where the sheriff says he shot and killed 3 more people.
Police say the suspect is under arrest and cooperating with investigators. It comes just days after 11 people were killed in a mass shooting at a dance club near Secretary of State Mike Pompeo tells CBS Mornings.
We need to be an America that understands that every life matters, and we need to make sure that we have support for our law enforcement so they can do their work well, and support for people who are challenged so that we don't end up with precisely what we've seen.
President Biden's urging Congress to approve a ban on assault weapons. They announced the Oscar nominations last hour.
Mrs. Wang, are you with us? I am paying attention.
Everything Everywhere All at Once leads the way with 11, including Best Director and Best Picture.
If I've done something to you, just tell me what I've done to you.
The Banshees of Inisherin and The German Language, All Quiet on the Western Front. They tie with 9 nominations each. Elvis is up for 8. Steven Spielberg's received his 9th directing nod for The Fabelmans.
The lights change how everything looks.
It's also in the running for Best Picture and 6 other awards. Jimmy Kimmel will host the Oscars March 12th. Controversy over a proposal in Texas to ban citizens and companies from China, North Korea, Russia, and Iran from buying homes and businesses in the state. Hafsil Nisofar has dual citizenship.
I shouldn't have to choose between being able to visit my family and having that citizenship and being able to have property rights here.
Opponents say the proposal stirs up racism. Arson has halt in Paris. Correspondent Elaine Cobb is there.
The Gare de l'Est station serving the eastern suburbs as well as eastern France and neighboring Germany was hardest hit and is all but shut down for the day. Investigators say the vandals broke in through protective casing and set fire to 2 clusters of cables that power the signals for the network.
Chrysler's parent company is recalling 76,000 Pacifica plug-in hybrids. Stellantis says a short circuit issue could make engines stall unexpectedly. Included model years 2017 to 2023 minivans. This is CBS News.
This one. 19 booster shots designed for recent Omicron variants. Learn more and schedule your updated booster at vaccines.gov. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Salon Blue. You are going to get half off of a gel manicure and pedicure. It's normally $120, but you are getting it for $60. Or you can save with their shampoo, cut, and deep condition. It's normally $80, but you are getting it for $40. Both of these deals are half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
You've got advanced by waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer.
Fact. Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment. A pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
Attention, per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's .com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T Euro Health.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly sunny skies and 29 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. A pair of Saginaw men who allegedly held 2 others against their will are to undergo psychiatric evaluations, according to a Saginaw County District Court judge. Randall Jurens ordered the evaluations for Mitchell Ballard, who are accused of assault with intent to cause great bodily harm, murder or strangulation, and armed robbery. On January 5th, the suspects allegedly took 2 people captive, holding guns to their heads. Police say the men forced the victims to fight each other. One of the victims was robbed and tortured as well, according to police. A court date following the evaluations has not been set. 2 suspects were arrested in Flint on Sunday after police say a traffic stop turned up multiple firearms and suspected drugs. According to state police, 40-year-old Mount Morris woman was arrested during the stop for illegally possessing a suspected crack cocaine and counterfeit bills. Police say the investigation brought them to a nearby motel where a 42-year-old parole absconder from Flint was found and arrested after a brief standoff. He was charged with multiple felonies, including illegal possession of 2 firearms, one of which police say was stolen, as well as a suspected meth and cocaine. The Saginaw Police Department has sworn in another recruit to join their ranks. Here's WSGW's Jonathan Dent.
During a special presentation before Monday evening City Council meeting, Asia Green was finally sworn in after being unable to join her classmates for a December 20th ceremony. Following Bry Green pinned the badge onto the uniform of his daughter. Bry, a Department of Corrections officer, says he's proud to see his daughter step up to help her community. Saginaw Police Chief Robert Ruth says that he's glad to have a born and raised Saginawian on the force, but that she still has a lot of work ahead of her in the field training program before she's ready to go out on her own. Jonathan Dent, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Steve, what is that?
My new car.
It looks expensive.
Honey, that's why I'm taking it to Paintbull for rust proofing, graphene coating, maybe even some paint film.
Paintball? You'll find any
Well, I want this car to last and to look good, so I look good driving it.
You mean so I look good driving it?
What?
Gotta go.
Keep your vehicle looking great at Paintbull on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintballrepair.com.
At Staples, you can count on every project being print perfect, guaranteed.
I need presentations and brochures printed, and they have to be perfect.
Your bounded presentations, brochures with the finest folds, and more will be done right every time. That's our Print Big promise. Now at Staples, get $10 off your document printing and marketing materials order of $50 or more, plus 20% back by a store bonus. Ends 2/25. Rewards members only. Bonus must be redeemed in store. See staples.com/stores/printbig for details.
WSGW News Time, 10:08. The weather forecast is coming up. A judge has approved a $20 million class action settlement covering thousands of people who were wrongly accused of fraud by Michigan when seeking unemployment benefits. People accused of cheating to get jobless aid were forced to repay money, along with substantial penalties, before the Unemployment Insurance Agency finally acknowledged widespread errors affecting more than 40,000 people. Although refunds were issued, the state was still sued by people who argued it was violated while they tried to sort things out. Court of Claim Judge Douglas Shapiro, who signed off on the deal last week, says more than 8,000 people have been identified as possible beneficiaries of the settlement thus far. A new business survey shows executives have concern with our economic outlook over the next 6 to 12 months. Jeff D'Onofrio, president and CEO of Business Leaders for Michigan, says many employers still have confidence, even with the potential of softening economic conditions.
Inflation and the inability to find talent at times does impact that. Important here to focus on is the fact that our CEOs and their companies are saying that they're going to be the same or better 80+% in both categories, in investment and in employment in Michigan. So that's a strong sign of health for Michigan's economy.
In the survey, when asked about the economic outlook for Michigan, the 48% believe things will stay the same, while 46% say it will get worse. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1010. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for 30s, west winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, cloudy skies with a low around 29. Wednesday, a good chance for snow showers, 1 to 2 inches possible to accumulate. Cloudy skies, a high around 33 degrees. Then by Thursday, mostly cloudy, high around 30. Friday, cloudy and breezy, high 34 degrees. Then by Saturday, we'll see cloudy skies and a high around Sunday, cloudy, high 26 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 32.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com. The Art Lewis Show is presented by Westside.
And a good morning. Welcome back to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show, brought to you by Westside Decorating Center at 5789 State Street in Saginaw. See their newly expanded showroom and pick up all of your home decorating needs in one place. Open phones this hour, whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111. My thanks to Dr. Steve Vance last hour. I've asked Steve if he would come back on a Friday and answer healthcare questions. Hopefully he will. I want to talk about something called Chat GPT. If you haven't heard about this yet, I'm sure you've heard the term AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. And the Chat GPT, which stands for Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, right, has been shown to be able to achieve an MBA degree. It has shown that it can pass the United States medical licensing exam and the bar. If you have not seen this yet, you can download it, Chat GPT. You type in a question. For example, Chat, please write a letter for me thanking people who wrote and contributed and did all those things in the passing of my wife. It will, simply by that, type out a complete letter. Ask it some technical question about how something works. It will type out the answer. And now they're going to be coming out soon with Chat GPT 4 with a greater expanded database, another 500,000 data items entered. The question I have, and many people have expressed this, what happens when it takes strong hold in a student's education? Think about this. You simply go online and say, Chat GPT, please write me a paper about the history of the American Revolution. You will get a complete document. You haven't learned anything, but it's written the paper for you. You know, I think artificial intelligence has a place in our future. Maybe it has a place today. But we need to learn how to control it. We can't let it control us, and that's the problem with artificial intelligence. In many ways, it's smarter than we are. We have to figure a way as people to control this new technology. Because if we don't, the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to create a society of dummies. They're going to simply go online and have some artificial thing do all their work for them. The next thing that's going to happen, companies will discover that they can use artificial intelligence to replace humans, and the workforce will shrink. How far do we want artificial intelligence to go? The company that released this is called OpenAI, and it has taken the world by storm. And by the way, one of the names behind OpenAI, one of the founders, is a name you'll recognize. Not surprising. Elon Musk, who seems to be ahead of the curve on lots of things. But what is the ethics? As students use it to cheat in school, what kind of effects could it have on the economy? There is a lot of discussion and debate going on. And it seems to be getting bigger and better all the time. In other words, what it can do greatly seems to be increasing. So if you haven't tried it, just so you have knowledge of it, so you understand it, go to chat.openai.com, I believe it is. And let me double check that to make sure, because I have it on my computer. Just somebody told me to try it just for the fun of it, and I did. Yes, it's chat.openai.com, and you can download it for free. Doesn't cost anything. And play with it. So if I went on it right now, and I said, oh, guess what? Interesting. Because of its popularity and because of the demand, ChatGPT is currently down. Huge demand has caused the site to crash. All users will have to wait. Time is needed for the service to catch up. Go grab a coffee and check back soon. Patience is the key in this situation. Plus, the team is working hard to fix it up. That was a poem written by itself about its current problems. So don't bother to go right now because it's down. It's been swamped. It has gotten so much publicity worldwide that the servers have crashed. So what do you think about OpenAI? What do you think about artificial intelligence and its future? What's the good news and what's the bad news? How do you see it performing in the future? It will be the basis of things like self-driving cars and much technology that we use every day in our lives. My problem is the more we do this, the less we interact person to person. And my greatest fear for the upcoming generation is they are going to become so dependent on their cell phones with their thumbs and so dependent on things like artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, that they will forget how, they will not learn how to communicate with each other and interact with each other verbally, face to face. I think that's a problem for the future. I truly believe that is a problem. How do you feel about it? 989-752-6111. That or anything else you want to chat about, that's what we're here to do this hour.
Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Oh, yes, it's ladies' night. Oh, what a night.
Tickets start at $40 and are on sale now at the Soaring Eagle box office and etix.com. Bring in the party. Get down on Cool in the Gang, March 18th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Go down harder. More at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened lower. Microsoft shares opened flat. It reports earnings after the Wall Street close. 3M is cutting 2,500 jobs to shrink production because sales are slowing. General Electric saw strong demand for its jet engines and power equipment at the end of last year, but its forecast cautious. GE shares opened lower. Lockheed Martin is reporting upbeat demand for its defense products. It reported a strong quarter. Johnson & Johnson is holding up better than expected. The stock opened higher. Though its sales declined in the quarter, its earnings topped Wall Street forecasts. Verizon added subscribers in the recent quarter, reversing its trend of losing business. Verizon shares opened up 7%. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word SHELTER to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will end that SHELTER to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word SAFEGUARD to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's SAFEGUARD to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
The WSGW Morning Team.
On The Late Show with Stephen Colbert, Tom Hanks was a guest. And much more, Tom Hanks. During part of the interview, it came out that Tom Hanks apparently is responsible for something that's trending in some ways of a drink that is given to Tom Hanks inventing. Says it happened over the holidays. Tom Hanks says, I'm not a big drinker, so I usually have a Diet Coke. He says, but I was at an occasion and there was champagne. And I said, well, give me a shot of that champagne for crying out loud. And Hanks took it and put that shot of champagne into his Diet Coke. Hanks says it was delicious, and the name, he says, Diet Cocaine.
Oh my gosh.
So champagne.
Diet, champagne, Diet Cocaine. I already know what my reaction would be. Oh, bad.
Tom Hanks would never lead us astray, right?
He's one of our bosom buddies. No.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nicely played. 2/3 Diet Coke and 1 shot of champagne. And there you go.
Charlie, Denise, and Pat, the Morning Team. 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, welcome back here on the Art Lewis Show on WSGW for this Tuesday morning. Open phones, 989-752-6111. This was the morning the Oscar nominations were announced, to which I said this morning, who cares? That's just my reaction. Although this year, I must admit, for the first time in probably decades, I actually saw one of the films up for nomination. I saw the film Elvis, but I am not familiar with the rest of them. I'm familiar with it only from hearing about them in the media. But I have long since discontinued watching any of these award shows because of the politics. I don't want to hear them talk about politics. That's not why I tuned in. Tell me who wins. Let them say their thanks and be done with it. But that doesn't happen. Now, I do watch once in a while, and it's funny because I'm not a big country music fan. I like some of it. But I'll watch the country music stuff. It's a great entertainment show. And I'll also watch, once in a while, I'll watch the Tony Awards, Broadway, just to see what's going on, because they usually have some great entertainment. But I have weaned myself off the Oscars, the Emmys, the Golden Globes, the ad infinitum, ad nauseum. I just don't watch them anymore. And I know a lot of people that way. Now, do people still go to the movies? Absolutely. The theaters are doing pretty well. Some of these big blockbuster hits out there have done extremely well. So I'm not panning the motion picture industry. There is definitely a place for good theater and good movies. But the award shows, nah, not so much. Not so much. Also, media tech firms a huge cut in jobs coming in, and some of it already announced. I mean, there were a large number of jobs in the pandemic that were cut. And then as they came out of it, they almost over rehired, and now they're having to lay off again. Companies Warner Brothers, Discovery, Disney, Morning Brew, Vice Media, Gannett Newspapers, and more media companies started the year with layoffs. So let's take a look at them. Adweek, trade publication, 10% of its workforce. Now, that's not a lot. It's a small company, 14 people. But they begin to get bigger. Vox Media, which owns The Verge, Thrillist, and New York Magazine, laid off 7% of its staff. That's 133. Fandom, an entertainment news company, laid off workers across some brands that it acquired last year. Giant Bomb, GameSpot, which I've heard about, Metacritic, and about 50 people got laid off. Now we get some of the big ones. NBC News and MSNBC laid off about 75 staffers across divisions per Adweek. Washington Post, bracing for layoffs. And of course, we all heard about the big ones. In January, Spotify laid off 600, Google 12,000, Microsoft 10,000, Salesforce 8,000, Amazon 18,000, Coinbase 950, Vimeo 140. It's about 50,000 tech workers in total. And Elon Musk has been at work at Twitter, which he has reduced by about 2,300 employees. Not going to be a good year for the media, it doesn't look like, in terms of staffing for the major big companies that have overstaffed, pulled people back in. Now they have to adjust and lay people off again. It will be interesting to see what the job figures look like and how it impacts the jobs and the economy. Obviously, it's going to be a big issue. Big issue. So does the economy find room to absorb these people in different jobs? Or are we going to find ourselves with a huge unemployment number again? Time will tell. There are lots of jobs out there. Are they the equivalent of what these people were doing? Maybe not. They might have to accept something lesser for a while. These things have a cycle, if you will. They ebb and flow. And, this is kind of the ebb, because they, after the pandemic began to subside, they hired back because we were all pent up as citizens, so we started using services and buying things, and the government gave us money, and we spent money, and companies were able to hire. Well, inflation hit. We stopped spending. We slowed down. And that caused all of these companies to find themselves with a surplus of employees. So rather than try and find a middle ground where you have the right number of employees to handle the ups and downs of the economy, these companies add employees when needed and dump employees when not needed. And that's exactly what's happening. And it has impacted the tech market and the media market heavily. And remember, when we say media, and I do this all the time, I talk to groups about the media. Media is a business. No matter what you think of the media, no matter what you think the media is, because if I say media, most people think about news, they think about the journalism side, particularly the national side. But regardless, it's a business. It requires readers, listeners, viewers, so it can sell advertising. And in the case of social media, even, influencers who have huge followings and make money on it. So it is not surprising that when the economy turns a little south, media has to make adjustments. And that's exactly where it is right now. Time will tell how bad it gets. But it certainly has not been a good start to 2023. Inflation is still hanging in there, improvements in some areas. We've heard that things like egg prices are going to be coming down. Heard from a restaurateur where they buy a lot of eggs, cases at a time, cases and cases and cases, and the price has begun to come down. So that's good news. But for every bit of good news, there seems to be a contradiction with bad news. All right, we'll take a break. Lines open. Whatever you want to chat about, you can give us a call.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in part of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Deb's constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating kept giving her grief. She talked to her doctor to get some relief. Deb had irritable bowel syndrome with constipation or IBS-C, which was a start. Saying yes to Linzess helped her do her part.
Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LL. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Are you the parent of a 2 to 7-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting free radio offer. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse, the Parents' Choice Award-winning online learning program that's actually changing the lives of early learners everywhere.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
Right now, we're offering a special radio promo to try it free for a month, but you have to go to abcmouse.com/radio to claim your free month. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Sponsored by Age of Learning.
It's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most. Our healthcare, no doubt. This is why so many people are joining Medishare right now. Medishare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 29 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2. Now is the perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 877-26-BIBLE. That's 877-26-BIBLE. 877-26-BIBLE.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's fool. When I'll have particularly bothersome allergies, I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
On the next monthly Van Camp and Robbins show, Joe Biden takes classified stuff seriously. You being serious? He was serious as he was.
Camp and Robbins, weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW. From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios. You are listening to 100.5 and 790 WSGW.
And we're back with you on the Art Lewis Show, and let's go to Freeland, where we talked to John this morning. John, good morning to you.
Good morning, Art. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Art, sorry to hear about your loss.
I appreciate it.
I got a top. I'm hoping maybe the next time you have Mr. Kildee on your radio station, you could pin him down to this. I am a diabetic, and I went this month to get my insulin, and here I thought it was going to be $35, which one toted it would be for the month. Well, it wasn't. I'm fortunate. I have insurance. It isn't that high for me. It was like $48 a month. But hey, $13 in this day and age, you know.
Yeah, the question I have, and it's stuck in the back of my head, and I'm not sure what the target date was for that to start.
January 1.
Was it January 1 of 23?
That's what I believe. That's what I thought I heard there. Because that's what I believe, Art. I thought that it was going to begin the first of the year, but I was told, anyways, by the pharmacist. I asked her about it, and she said, well, the first thing she asked me, she said, do you have an... And I'm very blessed to have one.
Yeah.
And she said that is why. Because it's in an insulin pump as opposed to injecting it with a syringe.
Well,
that's an absurd thing I've ever heard in my life.
Well, it is, because here's what I'm reading. I have a note up from the American Diabetes Association in front of me.
Okay.
And it says the Inflation Reduction Act caps the cost of insulin at $35 per month for seniors who have Medicare, including those who use insulin pumps, starting in 2023. Some seniors are already benefiting from Medicare Part D plans that offer $35 insulin. This legislation ensures that all seniors who use insulin benefit from this out-of-pocket cost limit. Do you have Medicare Part D?
Yes, I do.
And do you have Part D? That's the drug plan.
We have
you have an Advantage plan?
Yeah.
It may be different. I don't know, because this specifies Medicare Part D. To make sure seniors are getting these savings right away, people who are charged more than the $35 per month for their insulin in the first few months after the new Medicare copay cap is enacted will be reimbursed.
Oh, boy.
The Inflation Reduction Act caps the cost of all prescription drugs at $2,000 per year for seniors with Medicare Part D. It keeps going back to Part D. So what you need to find out is, because you have an Advantage plan, which contains a prescription benefit, you have to find out if that is the equivalent of Part D. The numbers may be different.
I did call Mr. Kildee's office because I just did not understand. And they promptly called me back, probably within the hour, which I'll give them that. And she told me that for a pump that as of July July 1st it was going to take effect.
So there are different dates for different parts of it, is what she's telling you. Well, that's the ADA, the American Diabetes Association. I just read you the letter, but it did say 2023, but it didn't say January 1st. So it's possible that maybe it is July 1st.
Yeah, maybe.
I will ask when he's on again. I will ask though, John.
Yeah, it puzzles me. I mean, I have this pump, but live. The insulin inside it will, just like it would, any diabetic, type 1 diabetic. So, kind of, I just can't see how they wouldn't paint that with one brush instead of.
Well, they also have to deal with the insurance companies who have to set it up in their systems, and it's not as easy as let's just do it. Listen, nothing government does is simple.
Exactly.
so who knows what the technicalities are? One way or another, though, in the long run, you should be far better off than you were, I would think. Eventually,
they'll drop it down.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm fortunate enough to have insurance.
Right.
But still, and then from what I understood, that was only for people with Medicare or over 65.
That's what the letter says. Seniors on Medicare with Medicare Part D.
Yeah.
So
that's sure doesn't help a family with young kids or something like that. That are paying them.
Not yet. Not yet. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, when you get Dan on the phone, if you could, I know it's like nailing Jell-O to a wall, but see if you can.
What a definition! Thanks. All right, John.
That one, Art.
I'll do it. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the call. Have a good one. Bye now. John in Freeland, we thank him, and that opens the lines for you here on the Art Lewis Show.
Why do I like to work at Alpha Media Saginaw? Endless opportunities, fun work environment, flexible schedules. Alpha Media Saginaw department and looking for the right team player to continue to help local businesses grow through on-air and digital campaigns. We offer flexible schedules, full benefits, and paid holidays. If you have a passion for sales and love building relationships in the community, contact General Sales Manager Carrie Gustafson at 989-752-3456 or apply online at alphamediausa.com/careers.
Alpha Media is an EEO employer.
My friend and I are taking a trip to Mexico this year, but neither of us speak Spanish. So we downloaded Babbel and started learning Spanish fast.
Want to start getting conversational in another language in as little as 3 weeks? Babbel's quick 10-minute lessons were designed by language experts to be the most efficient and effective way to learn a new language.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te...
¿De dónde eres?
¿De dónde eres?
Babbel's interactive lessons are created by real language teachers and voiced by real native speakers using a modern conversation-based method. So in no time, you can start speaking confidently about real-life topics in another language.
Nosotras vamos a México en 2 días y ahora hablamos español.
Gracias, Babbel.
Sí, muchas gracias.
Language for Life. Celebrating 10 million subscriptions sold. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Attention, per the current government mandate, U.S.-based insurers are now required to cover at-home COVID testing kits with no out-of-pocket fees to you. If you have a current insurance plan, you are eligible to receive up to 8 COVID-19 tests shipped to you each month absolutely free, as long as the government mandate is in effect. Just visit testkitforfree.com to register now from the comfort of your own home. That's testkitforfree.com to receive your tests shipped to you at no cost. Go to testkitforfree.com today. Paid for by T. Euro Health.
It's Jesse Kelly here. I can't afford to lose 30% of my 401k or IRA again, and I'm assuming you can't either. Call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it free. One app, one call, and you pick your precious metals. That's it. You now own precious metals. Call Oxford Gold today to learn more about the 123 protection plan. 833-404-GOLD. 833-404-GOLD.
At Fisher Investments, our clients know we have their backs.
How do your clients know that?
Because Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, the highest standard for a financial advisor. It means we're there for our clients and always put their interests first.
So wait, you do it because you have to?
No, we do it because it's the right thing to do. Our clients trust us with their retirement savings, and we know how important that responsibility is. So we take the time to really get to know them.
Get to know them how?
We make sure we understand their unique goals, finances, health, family, and lifestyle so we can tailor their portfolio to their specific needs. Our goal is to help them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Sounds like a big responsibility. You must make big commissions then, right?
No, we don't sell commission-based products. We have one single transparent better when our clients do better. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you are switching to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell & Cordell. Divorce can be complicated, especially if children are involved. If you're a father and want to protect your role in your children's lives, remember Cordell & Cordell. We've helped men with matters like these for 30 years, and we'd love to help you.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Hi, WSGW listeners. I'm Mitch with Paintball Express on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're a minor collision body shop that also specializes in rust proofing, full-service detailing, ceramic coating, and we're also a retailer of Jack's Wax and Rupes detail products. We want to offer Paintball, bring your vehicle back to new. So we're giving away a complete inside and outside detail package to one lucky WSGW listener. This will include a full-service interior detail, steam clean, shampoo, exterior wash, synthetic wax, engine bay, wheel wells, wheels, and tires all cleaned and dressed, and so much more. For your chance to win, enter online at WSGW.com. Scroll down to the paintball box where you can enter once a day, as well as look over all the rules and details. Entry deadline is Thursday, January 26th at midnight. A random drawing will determine the winner. Again, I'm Mitch with Paintball. Come see us on Bay Road Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Enter the contest online at WSGW.com. Thank you.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW, and let's go back to our phones. Jim is in Wheeler. Jim, good morning to you.
Morning, Art.
Good morning.
First of all, I want to tell you I'm sorry to hear about your wife.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And another one, but I hope you got your tall work boots on because it's going to get back here and a little deep. But, when you were when you was gone, Art, you were seriously missed.
I appreciate it.
You are an icon there. You and Terry Henney and all the guys, the older fellas there, I'm telling you, you guys got a real thing going there. It's a good station.
Well, we thank you for that. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Every day we listen to you guys. Don't always agree, but we always listen.
No, that's good, though. I like that.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I'm very disagreeable. But that's the way I've always been. I don't always agree with everything,
Me too.
But I just want to tell you that you're kind of the Art Lewis show without Art Lewis is like Jeopardy without Alex Trebek.
Well, I really appreciate that, Jim. I do want to tell you though, the guys that filled in, Charlie and Bill and Matt, are great guys. They did a good job. And I appreciated their support when I needed it.
You betcha when you needed it. You bet.
Yep. All right.
Yeah. Well,
I appreciate it, Jim. Thanks for the call, my friend. Thank you.
Yes. I want to tell you one other thing.
Yep.
Well, we don't call you Art. We call you Artie.
I've been called a lot of things in my life. All right, Jim.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks. And let's head up to Linwood now, and we'll talk to Eileen. Eileen, good morning to you.
Good morning. First, I want to say ditto to everything the last caller just said.
Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I am calling because the Elon Musk company AI, that Chat
AI? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, Aren't the answers based on the unverified data it finds on the internet, or is this something completely new?
No, it's new. It has its own database.
Oh, okay.
They're building a huge database into their servers for this program to sort through. And not only does it have the data, but it's instructed, it's built in correct English, for example, or correct any language it's doing. You will find that the prose is perfect. It's amazing. It really is amazing. It's scary amazing. Let's put it that way.
It is. What it is I sent it to all my kids, the information, and that was one of them that she sent back, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to call Art.
Well, so far it seems to be good and seems to be right. The problem is how it's going to be used and what it means for the future. I mean, that really is the issue. You know, it could be so misused. I mean, it can pass medical exams. It can pass the MBA test. And, you know, are we going to turn out a bunch of dummies that simply go online and tell it to do its work? Or are we going to have people that understand and use it properly? I don't know the answer.
It's scary because, to me, if you're not using your brain,
it atrophies.
It's not going to be there.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. Absolutely. I totally agree with you, Eileen.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye now. All right, and let's squeeze Tom in Saginaw. Tom, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning, Art.
Morning.
I'm a first-time caller.
Glad to have you.
I am very interested in the artificial intelligence that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of potential dangers involved, and they call it like the Chat GPT.
That's the yes, that's the one right now. And I bet there will be more coming along. It's not going to be the only one. There'll be others.
Oh, no, and I guess a common example would be something like if you go through the drive-thru at rallies right now, you're actually talking to an artificial person to make your order.
Really?
So
wow.
I'm wondering.
I'll have to try that just to see what it's like. Well, I mentioned Tom earlier. How many jobs is this going to cost? Because employers will discover that they don't need people; they can have this artificial intelligence do the work. I'm concerned about. I mean, it has a place. You know, there's good news, bad news. And the good news yeah. Go ahead.
I do write computer programs like as a hobby, and I've attempted to program one of these things, and so I know a little bit about it. But there's also a chatbot. There's like a person called LIA27. You can actually call this artificial person on the telephone. So that would be kind of, I tried it about.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
It's fun in a way if it's a hobby and it's used that way, but I really do worry about what the future is going to be and if people are going to forget how to communicate with each other. That worries me a lot. So, Tom, I got to go because I'm out of time. We'll talk again.
Okay.
Let's talk about this again, though.
Okay, there's a good book called The Age of AI at the library if people want to know about that.
All right, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye-bye now. We'll be back.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn. oninfo.com.
EasyCater presents We've Got Your Back, Up Singers.
Backup singers. So right before this important meeting, I get a text from EasyCater that the restaurant lost power. No electricity. And I'm like, are you kidding me? She said sarcastically. But EasyCater was like, don't worry. No sweat. They got another restaurant to fill the whole order. The whole order. And I was like, are you kidding me? But in a good way. Inflection is everything.
Problem with your order? EasyCater has your back with over 100,000 restaurants.
EasyCater.
Order 24/7 on EasyCater.com.
We got your back.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. We thank you for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. Of course, lots more tomorrow. We will be at Snowfest, broadcasting from the big tent. We'll talk to you then. Stick around now for Focus. We're going to focus on the YMCA Aquatics team in Saginaw. That is coming up right after the news.
From the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Steve Kafin. Authorities hunt for a motive in the shooting attacks at 2 farms in Half Moon Bay, California. 7 people were killed. Katie Shea is with a group that helps farm workers.
Farm workers on the coast have a rough life as it is, and this is just, it's terrible.
Sheriff Christina Corpus says the suspect is 67-year-old Chun-Li Zhao, who's believed to be a former worker at one of the places.
Zhao is believed to have acted alone, and there is no further threat to this community.
CBS's David Begnaud has the latest on what's been found in the wake of the mass shooting that left 11 people dead in Monterey Park, California.
42 shell casings were found here at the scene. 42, according to the LA County Sheriff. Investigators found more guns at the suspect's home. And in that van where the suspect took his own life, there were hundreds of rounds of unused ammunition.
The man accused of killing nearly 24 people in a racist attack at an El Paso Walmart plans to plead guilty to federal charges. Court records indicate the government will not seek the death penalty. A Senate committee wants Ticketmaster to answer for the Taylor Swift ticket debacle that raised new questions about its control of the market. Joe Birchtold, president of the parent company Live Nation.
We apologize to the fans. We apologize to Ms. Swift. We need to do better, and we will do better.
He wants Congress to target what he called industrial scalpers. One of the names being floated as a possible Republican candidate for president in 2024 is former Trump Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. He was on CBS Mornings.
Susan and I are thinking, praying, trying to figure out if this is the next place to go serve, but we haven't come to that conclusion. We'll do so.
How close are you?
We'll figure this out in the next handful of months.
One film has 11 Oscar nominations.
You may only see a pile of receipts, but I see a story.
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once leads the way among Best Picture nominees. In there, too, The Banshees of Inisherin.
Sit somewhere else. But I have my pint there, come. Yes, his pint there, Colin. From when he came in and ordered his pint before.
For the first time, 2 sequels got Best Picture nods, Top Gun Maverick and Avatar, The Way of Water. CBS's Allison Keyes now has some news on Netflix.
The company has been basically closing its eyes to people sharing their passwords with everyone from friends to parents, but in a letter to shareholders, it says that could all be over by the end of March. The company says more than 100 million households share accounts, and that undermines its ability to invest and improve.
Wall Street, right now, the Dow is up 31 points. The S&P is down 2 points. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hi, I'm Tom Kreitler, host of the Money Pit Home Improvement Show. If you think you need a new roof, think again. You can avoid replacement and save thousands with RoofMax, the world's first roof rejuvenation treatment. RoofMax is a safe, easy, and affordable alternative to costly asphalt roof replacement. So don't replace RoofMax.
RoofMax, a safe, easy, proven, affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Call Ben today at 859-6751 or go to GetRoofMax.com for a free quote.
RocketGrabPlus.com. This week's deal on RocketGrabPlus.com is from Supercute. Supercute is a home and gift shop located in Freeland that features trendy clothing, jewelry, decor, and your perfect Valentine's Day gift. You can get a $25 gift card for just $12.50. It's half off. Head to RocketGrabPlus.com right now to snag your deal. RocketGrabPlus.com.
Hi, this is Joe Cordell with the law firm Cordell and Cordell. When the prospect of divorce becomes a reality, you need a partner that you can count on. If you're a man in this situation, consider contacting Cordell and Cordell. We've helped men navigate complex legal matters for 30 years.
Contact Cordell & Cordell to schedule an appointment with one of our firm's Detroit area attorneys, a partner men can count on. Offices in Troy and Ann Arbor. Online at CordellCordell.com. That's CordellCordell.com.
Democrats predicted an end to high inflation, but nothing has changed. In fact, food and housing prices are still going higher. Hi, this is Stephen K. Bannon, and I urge you to protect your savings from inflation by diversifying into a physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, simply text the word safeguard to 989898, and you'll get a free info kit on gold IRAs that will explain everything. Again, that's safeguard to 989898. There's no obligation or purchase required.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Mostly cloudy skies and 33 degrees at 11:05. Good morning. I'm Mike Procha. A 40-year-old woman is wanted by Flint police for taking her son, a ward of the state, without permission. On Monday, Janelle Marie Bunstead was having a supervised visit with the boy, 18-month-old Wyatt Edward Thompson, when police say Bunstead walked away with him around 2 p.m. They were last seen near 111 East Court Street in Flint. Bunstead is 5'3" and about 160 pounds with black hair and blue eyes. Wyatt is 2'5", 22 pounds with blonde hair and blue eyes. He was wearing a gray winter coat with gray pants and blue shoes. Please call 911 or 810-237-6800 if you have any information on their whereabouts. While an investigation continues into a student who brought a loaded handgun to a Pinconning school on January 10th, several members of the community are concerned with the lack of information from the school district following the incident. At a school board meeting last night, Pinconning School's superintendent, Andy Kowalczyk, defended the district's actions, saying his staff handled the situation appropriately. However, many parents at the meeting were not pleased the district didn't inform them of the incident until the day after it happened. One parent said the school has policies in place to inform families of closings from bad weather or canceled sporting events, which are done in a timely manner. Others expressed concern they weren't able to determine if sending their kids to school the day after the incident was the correct choice due to the lack of information from the district. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
The Michigan Sugar Company is proud to once again be part of Zender's Snowfest, January 25th through the 29th in Frankenmuth, helping to celebrate 32 years of winter fun for the whole family. Zender's Snowfest has been host to one of the top snow sculpting events in North America for the past 31 years. Visitors have enjoyed larger-than-life snow sculptures and beautifully detailed ice carvings each year. In addition, Zender's Snowfest will have entertainment for the entire family in the warming tent, a fireworks display, petting zoo, and children's activities. Join us in the warming tent on Wednesday the 25th for all things chocolate, as we have chefs from all over the state prepare their best chocolate recipes and you, the audience, to taste. Plan now to attend Zender's Snowfest 2023, and we'll see you Wednesday the 25th at 10 a.m. for all things chocolate, brought to you by Michigan Sugar and WSGW.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. Two young girls who escaped a car that crashed into Lake Makatawa in West Michigan say they huddled together for warmth for hours, something they learned to do from a TV show. Lieutenant Eric Westvier of the Ottawa County Sheriff's Department says their father, John Dowler of Otsego, accidentally drove into the lake when he became disoriented and died. Westvier says the 8 and 10-year-old girls say the back hatch opened and they crawled out and swam to shore. He says it was divine intervention, or it could be as simple as their father hitting the hatch button. The girls knocked on doors, then huddled together on a porch for hours before they found someone home who called 911. Are you in pain? It turns out many of us are. Here's pain management specialist with Michigan orthopedic surgeons, Doc Mark Monaire.
Millions of Americans every single year, whether it's acute, we see patients presented to us with all different types of pain, whether it be their back, their neck, their shoulder, their hips, their knees. It affects millions of Americans every day, and there's many different treatment options.
Monaire says chronic pain is more common in the older population, but they do see it in young people as well. He says the most common pain areas are the back, neck, knees, and hips. Monaire says there are treatments short of surgery that include physical therapy, over-the-counter medication, and yoga. Actor Tim Allen is denying a claim by Pamela Anderson that he flashed her completely naked while they worked Home Improvement more than 30 years ago. In Pamela Anderson's upcoming memoir titled Love, Pamela, she claims Allen exposed himself when she was just getting her start as an actress at 23. Allen, who grew up in Michigan, says the story is completely untrue. When you see news happening, call the WSGW newsroom at 752-0790. It's 1110. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Partial sunshine develops here for today. We'll see a high in the mid-30s. West winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting as high as 20. Then for tonight, cloudy skies with a low around 29. Wednesday, good chance for snow showers, 1 to 2 inches possible to accumulate. Cloudy skies, a high around 33 degrees. Then by Thursday, mostly cloudy, high around 30. Friday, cloudy and breezy, high 34 degrees. Then by Saturday, we'll see cloudy skies and a high around. Sunday, cloudy, high 26 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 33.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Focus is presented by RoofMax. That's RoofMax with 2 X's.
RoofMax, yes indeed, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at getroofmax.com, RoofMax with 2 X's. Or call Ben at 989-859-6751 to get information about RoofMax. Today on Focus, we're going to get information about the aquatics team at the Saginaw YMCA. And to tell us all about that, we say good morning to Sandra Klein. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Art. How are you today?
We're doing well, and thanks for joining us today. So,
thank you for having me.
I guess we need to define the aquatics team at the Y. What is it? Let's start with that.
Sure. Well, I am the aquatics director. And so the aquatics department here at the YMCA basically is anything that has to do with the pool area, which includes the lifeguard staff, the swim lessons that we provide, the programs that we have in the pools that are taught by some of the other Group X instructors. Several different water exercise classes. And then we also have the pools available for open swim times for water walking, lap swims, and also family time to bring that families can bring their children to enjoy the water, practice their skills that they are learning in swim lessons.
Let me ask about access to the pool. Is that something that's included in like the Silver Sneakers program?
So the Silver Sneakers program, that's through your insurance program, your company, and the program just by itself is for access to the gym facility, some basic classes. To have access to all the classes and the pool facility, we do have an additional small fee, and I believe right now it's $15 a month. To use Silver Sneakers at another facility that's just a gym, there is no cost to that insurance member. But fortunately, our facility, we do have some additional benefits, and one of those is the pool facility we have here. One shallow pool and one deep pool, and we also have a hot tub that's right on the pool area.
So let me ask this question. How old is too old to learn to swim?
Never too old to learn to swim.
I knew that.
We have had a great response just in this last year with our adult and teen group lessons. One session, we actually had 12 adults and teens on a Monday class. We had a Wednesday class that had another 8 or 10. So what we're finding for adults especially, and this is a lot of them are the Silver Sneaker members that you had mentioned. So they're in the senior age group, and either they had a bad experience as a child with the water, or they never really did any lessons, and they can kind of tread water a little bit, or maybe doggy paddle enough to just kind of enjoy school, but they want to develop their swim skills. So we've seen a great number of people wanting to do that, and we have a wonderful instructor that works specifically with that age group. He is my assistant director, and he used to run the swim lesson program at Sherwood here in the township. And so Joel Doloff, a lot of people know of him from either taking swim lessons from him themselves or their children or grandchildren. So we are very happy that he has come to be a member of the aquatics team here at the Y.
Sandra, you mentioned group lessons. Do you also offer individual lessons?
We do. We have private lessons and available. So if the group lesson schedule doesn't quite fit your needs, we do have private lessons available. That also works well for some children that might be in the special needs area, where it's really important for them also to have that life skill of swimming. And they may not be able to do well in a group lesson. And our groups are quite small. Usually for elementary age children, we keep those classes 4 to 5 children, and that will depend on what their swim stage is. And then as they get older and get into the more advanced stages, then we'll have like 6 and maybe 8 at the very most.
Right. Wow. Let me take a quick break. We'll come back and talk more. We're talking to Sandra Klein, from the YMCA of Saginaw Aquatics team.
Your local Zematic dealer works hard to give you every advantage when it comes to your irrigation operations. This year, we're giving you a head start in preparing for the upcoming season by letting you choose between industry-leading interest rates and deep per-tower discounts on a new Zematic pivot. The earlier you act, the better your deal will be. Better deals, better equipment, better season. Better contact your local Zematic dealer today to learn more. Terms and conditions apply. See your local dealer or visit lindsay.com/spring sale for full details.
Can you predict the future? I can't. That's why when I'm planting soybeans, I treat with Heads Up seed treatment. With more than 15 years of research, Heads Up offers proven protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome. So no matter what the year throws at you, you've already taken that first step to be prepared. Don't let your beans just starting to look their best. Tell your seed dealer you need Heads Up seed treatment. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Kick off 2023 with $100,000. It's winning weekends at Saginaw Eagles Landing. The excitement starts on New Year's Eve and goes on every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through January. Each lucky winner will spin for up to $750 in premium play or all the way up to $100,000 in cash. Winning weekends, only at Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel. Real fun, real friendly. Visit saginaw-eagleslanding.com for complete rules and details.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
Art Lewis here for WSGW, inviting you to explore America's last frontier, Alaska, from August 30th to September 10th, 2023. You'll fly from Detroit to Fairbanks for the start of a 12-day land and sea adventure. Ride the stern wheel of discovery as you learn about Alaska's diverse culture and rich history. Then it's on to Denali National Park for a tundra wilderness tour. From Denali, you'll ride a luxury dome rail car to Talkeetna and stay at the Talkeetna Alaskan Lodge. The next day finds you driving to Whittier to board Holland America's New Amsterdam for a 7-night cruise. You'll see Hubbard Glacier, Glacier Bay, plus stops in Skagway, Juneau, and Ketchikan before sailing the Inside Passage to your final destination over BC. Past experience tells us this will sell out fast. For a brochure, send your address to me and I will forward the brochure to you. Send to artlewis@wsgw.com. That's ARTLEWIS at WSGW.com. Alaska is calling. Hi, we're back with you here on WSGW, talking to Sandra Klein from the Aquatics team. She is the director of the Aquatics program at the Saginaw YMCA. I want to talk for a minute, Sandra, about the benefits of aquatics for those that are in rehabilitation, for example. They use a lot of water for that, don't they?
So it's a very good way to build some strength and endurance, and it's very gentle on the joints. So we have many people that come and either do water walking or use a water belt in the deeper water to rehab from knee surgery, shoulder surgeries, anything like that. Get some resistance from the water, build up some strength, and have it easy on joints especially.
All right, so are there certain times of the day when certain activities take place? In other words, water walking at X hour and open swimming at X hour? You know, what's the schedule like?
Our deep pool is open Monday through Thursdays from 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Friday open at 5:30 and then close at 6 8:30. The pools open and close a half hour after the building opens in the morning and close a half hour before the building closes, so people can get through that locker room change before the building closes. We currently have a little bit of an abbreviated schedule for our shallow pool. Not sure if you're aware that there is a nationwide shortage on lifeguards.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Yes. So we do, if we are short-staffed or having availability issues, which has been a struggle for many pools in the area or nationwide, really. We currently have that shallow pool closed between the hours of 1 and 3:30, but it opens at 7 a.m. So from 7 a.m. to 1, that shallow pool is available. And then again from 3:30 to either 7, depending on the day. Our hours on Saturday for both pools are from 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. And the different activities, it depends on what day and time it is. We have several water aerobic classes in both the deep and the shallow pool. And then there are open swim times to either do lap swimming, water walking, things like that. We do have one lane that's designated for water walking and personal aerobics. There are many people that like to come and do their own workout in that one lane of the deep pool and not necessarily swim laps, but they like that deeper water to do their own fitness routine. And the shallow pool is kept a little bit warmer, and the shallow end of that pool is 2.5 feet, and it goes to 3.5 feet. So it's a nice depth for walking, and like I said, it's a little bit warmer temperature.
Is there a place where people can get more information, like a website?
Absolutely. On our website, we have the pool schedules there, and we also have them up on our Facebook page. If you're someone that uses social media, you can go to the YMCA Facebook page. The schedules are. And if you ever have any questions, feel free to give a call to our member services desk, the main number here at the Y, and they can let you know what aquatic programs we have going on, what the schedule is for the day, and any other questions you might have about the Y.
Very good, Sandra. Thanks for spending time with us this morning. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much. I would like to say one more thing. If we do have anyone out there that has good swim skills and is interested in becoming part of the aquatics team, we do provide training for those that are looking to get their lifeguard certification, whether it's in shallow water guarding or deep water guarding.
Excellent. Sandra, thanks again. We appreciate it. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now. Sandra Klein, the aquatics director at the Saginaw YMCA. We'll take a break and be back.
Steve, what is that?
My new car.
It looks expensive.
Honey, that's why I'm taking it to Paintbull for rust proofing, graphene coating, maybe even some paint film.
Paintbull? You'll find any reason to go to Paintbull.
Well, I want this car to last and to look good, so I look good driving it.
You mean so I look good driving it?
What?
Gotta go.
Keep your vehicle looking great at Paintbull on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're more than a body shop. Visit paintbullrepair.com.
What's the most important part of a retirement plan?
Income is king because we all need income. And if you don't have an income,